As you guys go through the growing pains of a new offensive line and new quarterback, does he need to get better at some of the short and intermediate stuff? I mean, I think you guys opened up with a screen pass to him to start the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all need to get better at everything, but he, that's one of the things he was really committed to in the spring and in training camp when he was out there is becoming a more complete receiver, and I think that's a battle that everyone's fighting, and he's done a good job of that, and we really didn't ask him to do much other than those two plays in the game, but I think he's excited about the opportunity to show that.
Will he be more involved, do you think, than he has been in the past in some of that short to intermediate stuff? He's not been a guy that you would typically look at to throw a screen pass to.
Yeah, no, I mean he's had a number of them though. I mean Iowa last year he took one for a touchdown. I mean that's more who's in the game and what the defense dictates. We're not a big place certain guys in certain areas. I mean I'm rolling 6 guys, 2 at each position. Whoever's in the game, whatever the play call is, that's who's executing it. And I feel great about him running an intermediate, short, deep, any route. I feel great about it, and I feel great about the other 5 also. So it's not. I don't think it's game plan specific where we're saying, Devin's not good at this, let's do it to this guy. It's who happens to be in the game at that moment and who the defense dictated was going to get get ball.
But you look at his history, it's almost uncanny. He has made huge plays here at key moments. I mean, where does that kind of come from, do you think? I know it's the play call, one thing, but it's also him.
No, but it's also when, great players have a knack for when the game's on the line, the lights are bright, they make the play, and that's what separates good players from great players, and he's done that a number of times. So I think that's kind of a competitor's creed, if you will. It's just he's a competitive kid that when the ball's in the air and the stage is a big stage and it's time to go win the game, I mean he's going to go get it.
Who's your 7th guy, Zach? You mentioned your top 6. Who would be that 7th guy if somebody gets banged up?
Probably Johnny Dixon right now. Just it's kind of week to week, and Johnny's coming along, and obviously being a true freshman, hopefully get him involved here soon. But he'd probably be number 7 today.
And where's James Clark at on that?
Right there with him. Right there with him.
Zach, how much room is there for improvement on the offense in general, not just?
Oh, I mean it was a first game where there was kind of growing pains. A lot of guys playing for the first time, so a lot of times the team's greatest improvement is from game 1 to game 2. And being as young as we are in some areas and as inexperienced as we are in some areas, this is a huge week for us because you got a chance to develop this offense during spring, during fall camp, and then you go out the first game and you're going to have some of those mistakes that are kind of eyes big, first time playing really, and now it's time to grow through that, develop through that, and come out Saturday and show that improvement that was made.
Zach, I know that you recruit Virginia and you were involved closely in bringing Jalen Holmes here. How much while you're out there do you feel like Virginia Tech has that home influence on some of those guys?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Virginia's a hard state to recruit. I mean, from UVA to Virginia Tech, I mean, there's deep ties in that state. And it's tough to get a kid out of there. It's not. There's some states where it's transient, guys leave all the time. Virginia's not one of them. It's tough to get kids out of there.
But you guys have had a lot of success. I mean, Curtis Grant was
definitely.
I mean, Holmes,
definitely.
The list goes on, and I mean even Penn State. And
yeah.
Why do you feel like not only you but some of the other coaches in the Big Ten have had more success in recent years in grabbing guys out of there?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's. I don't know how much, obviously being here 2 years now, 2.5 years, I don't know how much that focus was there before. I know that they went down and got Curtis Grant, but I don't know that they had somebody full-time in Virginia like I've been. And I don't know other schools really, but I think, like anything, when you give more effort, you put more focus on it, you're going to yield better results. So that's been a focus of ours as one area that we were going to recruit, and we still need to see more production out of that area.
Virginia's been like a place that has had a ton of talent for a long time.
Yeah.
But like, why do you think that so many schools, even Ohio State, has now made that an emphasis?
I think they have a lot of talent, and it's close by. I mean, we're trying to get the best player in the country at every position. So if that kid exists in Norfolk, Virginia, or Columbus, Ohio, we're going to go get him. So I don't know that it's as much of an emphasis as a staff as much as we're going to go get the best player in the country. Where are they? Virginia happens to have them. That's where we're going to go.
Hey, Zach, Bud Foster's defenses are known for interceptions. Is that something your receivers have to be cognizant of? And if so, what is it that they can do about it?
Well, I mean, you watch Virginia Tech, they really have two different styles of defense. One of them is just straight man coverage. So, I mean, the receiver's job is to get open. If he's not open, interceptions are likely. that's pretty much it. I mean, and then the other one is the zone coverage, where it's really, we got to run great routes and get into open windows, and the quarterback's got to read it, and that's kind of on him a little bit too. But whenever you play man coverage, it's really simple. You get open or you don't. If you get open, there's no interceptions. If you don't, there's a chance, right? So that's our job, to make sure when we get the ball, we're open for JT.
Zach, how do you explain that way you guys started and finished? I mean, it's almost like two different offenses out there. You go from two punts and a field goal to finishing with 3 long touchdowns, one quick and the other 2 pretty methodical.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to what I said earlier about we were inexperienced in some spots. We did some things to shoot ourselves in the foot. Navy did some great things to slow us down or made a play here or there that kind of stop a drive. And it's hard to score in college football. I mean, it's one mistake and your drive's dead. So being an inexperienced and young offense, I think that we had to work those kinks out and then develop our plan and kind of work through it until we could start to become consistent and start producing like we know we can.
Urban said that a big thing that they wanted out of your guys' offense this year is for guys to be able to take short passes, make huge plays, make people miss, break tackles. After the first game, do you think that you guys did that? I mean, how do you assess maybe making small things big?
I think no. I mean, we broke a couple tackles, made a couple guys miss, but we didn't. What we're looking for and what we're capable of is taking a screen 80, taking a jet sweep 90. I mean, we've done that in the deep throw game. We haven't done that in the quick throw game, which that's the biggest thing we need to do. We had limited opportunities of doing that, but we had opportunities and it didn't happen. But it needs to happen, and it will.